All right, good evening, everybody. Dr. Gloria Pope here with Black Girl Everything. I have Andrea here. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. I'm really excited to speak with you. I've been following your page since we linked up. I really look at your work, and I'm just so into the whole supplement movement now, just because of you.
Oh, well, good.
Like,
I'm
like
glad.
you had
Come over
one.
to the dark side.
Yeah, I
Good.
was just like, these things are so cool. And
They
then your
really are.
work is so cool. So I was just like, oh, this is
Mhm.
dope. All right, so tell everybody, what's the name of your business?
Just suck it. Just suck it. And it is succulent inspired gifts and design.
Yeah, the name is very catchy, by the
Yes, I think that's why people remember it and like it. That's how it started. But it's SUCC. It's short for succulent, but obviously it's a play on words. But and that's how I kind of talk. So it's perfect. It fits me perfectly. I love it.
No, it's definitely a great name. I love it too. I was like, "Oh, this is interesting. It is very catchy. Definitely very
Yeah.
catchy. So where are you located?
I'm in San Juan Capistrano in Southern California, Orange County. I'm in Orange County, California.
Oh, that's a long name. So say
San
that one
Juan,
more time.
San Juan Capistrano. That's the
That's a
name of
lot.
the city. So I'm in OC. I'm in the OC.
Okay, okay, all right, okay. I can understand
Okay.
that much. I know that part.
Okay.
All right, that
Okay.
makes complete sense to me. How long have you been? That's where you grew up at, or you just moved there recently?
No, I'm actually Canadian. So I grew up in Canada and I left Canada and I was in the South for 15 years. So Tennessee and Kentucky. Well, Kentucky first, then Tennessee for a long time. And then I moved to California in 2010. And I've been in Southern California since 2010.
Oh wow. So how did you like?
Mhm.
So what's your favorite place you've lived so far in the States?
That's really tough. So I love the weather. The weather here is perfect. And
Wow.
one of the reasons why I left. So what's funny is my mom is Jamaican. So she grew up in Jamaica. And I used to tease that I was born in the wrong country because I don't like the cold. I don't like the snow. I don't like to ski. I don't want to do any of those things.
Yeah.
So when I went to Tennessee, it was milder winters, obviously. And in here, it's like 70 degrees all the time or warmer. And I live close to the ocean. I'm just 2 miles from the ocean.
Oh,
So it's just really, it's always mild. But I have to say, I miss the Southern hospitality of Tennessee, like the people and neighbors and, going out and having some kind of oyster roast or something and,
yeah.
that kind of thing. I do miss that.
Yeah, I love the South too. I visit a lot
Yeah.
in the South. My family is really from the South, and it's just a different type of energy down there. Everybody's so nice and so sweet, and
Mhm.
you can just people. You go walk into somebody's yard and sit down, and they won't say nothing to you.
I know.
Versus other places like New York, you walk past people
They're
and they're
trying
like,
to,
who are you?"
I
You
know.
know, people so weird. I'm like, "Have a good day," and they're like, "What's wrong?" I just said, "Have
I know
a
they're
good day."
suspicious if you smile at people. They're like they smile and they look at you like you're plotting on them. Like, I'm not plotting, I'm just saying hello,
Yeah, exactly. Like, what's wrong with you? Yeah, yeah, so
Yeah.
Tennessee is nice. I've been a few times. So, what part of Canada?
Um, so I grew up in Ottawa, Ontario, and that's the
Okay.
capital of the country. So it's really big, really diverse. It was a really good place to grow up. I'm glad I grew up there. Didn't like the cold, but I like Ottawa. Have you ever
Yeah.
been?
No, I've been to Niagara a few times. I've been all in that area a few
Okay.
times, but I like it. I like it. The Canadians are really
Yeah.
nice.
People are friendly.
They are
People are
very.
friendly there. Yeah.
They ask good questions like, "Hi, how are you really doing today?" Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Good
Yeah,
Canadians.
yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that
Yeah.
whatsoever. So, tell me, why did you start this business?
Well, so my education and career was in social work in one way or another. So I started off working with kids who had behavior problems, and then I was a hospice social worker, and then I went into health promotion and disease prevention. And most of my time was doing corporate wellness and fitness,
Okay.
and all of that was one on one. Would go to companies and do challenges with their employees and teach them, better habits. And then when the Corona apocalypse happened, all of my contracts were canceled. Like, because that's what it felt like. Like every last my
Mhm.
clients were, because we didn't know a lot about the virus, so my
Yeah.
clients didn't want to meet one on one, and a lot of them would, they couldn't get motivated with Zoom or anything like that. So, like, I
Mhm.
did keep some where we would just do virtual, but the rest of them either said, we got to use our money in different ways, or this isn't motivating. So I learned, pivoting is necessary when, and I was uh, obviously I didn't want to give up, and I'm a business person. Like I'm an entrepreneur, so the thought of going to go get a job was like, I'm not sure I want to do that. I just really like having like my own business. So
Mhm.
I had just redone my yard to make it drought tolerant. And that's what succulents are. They're drought tolerant plants. And I thought, well, let me see if I can turn this into a business. So my initial plan, because I had already launched a subscription based personal development program, and it was geared towards women. And every month they got this, this downloadable thing, and then we do a live coaching. And I thought, well, maybe I can do that with succulents, and I can do the succulents, and then mail that every month or once a quarter with a little lesson related to succulents. But then someone said, hey, can you make a gift box for me? And I said, sure. And I made a gift box. And then I made another kind of gift box and another gift box. And then it just sort of grew. And so I officially made Just Suck It a business in July
Okay.
of last year, when I saw that this was turning out to be more successful than anything I had ever tried before. So like, I'm going with it. And it was perfect timing too, because I used to be really, really, really athletic. And I got sick a couple of years ago, and I just wasn't able to do what I used to do. My joints were hurting, and part of it is just the way I beat my body down. I did
Yeah.
really stupid things with like I would try crazy things and then not do the rehab. So I was already trying to figure out an out. Like, I can't do this forever. I don't want to be that old lady with the walker trying to teach a class. I
I
didn't want to be
understand.
that person. And so it was perfect. It was perfect timing, and having all my experience, coming up with an idea and then launching the idea to see if it actually has any traction, and
Mhm.
then seeing that it has traction and trying to go a little bit bigger. That was really helpful. And I already knew how to build a website. I knew about email marketing. I knew about all those things. So it actually didn't take me a lot of time to get it up and going. So what I didn't know, I've never done a product-based business. So
Okay.
learning how to package and ship products and how to maintain inventory and where to buy, that was all a huge learning curve. But nothing that some YouTube and asking questions can't solve, right? So
Not at
that's
all,
just
right?
what I did. And um, now I ship nationally, and I have had some like huge customers. And like I've had a few, like I had an Emmy Award winner. I gave her, like I did her plant takeaway for something.
Mhm.
A housewife, one of the housewives has one of my arrangements, and I just got a huge contract with a medical research center. And I think it's because of the name. People are like, what is this? And then they see the fun boxes. And
Yeah.
I because to me, how people feel, I've always had a rule that when people are with me, they should never feel worse. They should at least feel the same or better. And I
Mhm.
wanted them to have that experience with the boxes too. So when people open the box, I want it to be like an emotional experience too. So there's a lot of love and care in what I've chosen in my boxes, and I think that's translated in why it's grown this year. So it's good.
Well, that was a lot, and I'm happy
Sorry.
that all this has happened for you in 2020. I'm finding, again, I say this, and I find myself saying this a lot. A lot of us, including myself,
Uh-huh.
has realized that we wanted to do something different for whatever
Hmm.
reason. Like I was a tiny bit pre-COVID, and then COVID came, and then like all this evolved into this. It's been
Yeah.
wonderful. Like, I'm like, I love this. I'm working with people. I'm meeting people. It's all so great.
Hmm.
And you was like, yeah, I got to do something, and then you made it this major business because your
Yeah.
boxes are cool. I've looked
Oh,
at them; they're really,
thank
really
you.
dope.
Thank you. I think they're fun. And you know what really helped you? What helped me too was Shonda Rhimes. I watched a TED talk of hers a year or two ago, and it was the
Okay.
year of yes. And she said she was always saying no to things, and she was missing out on life or missing out on opportunities, and so she decided to say yes.
Okay.
And so that was the approach I took with this. And people would ask me to do something, I'm like, yeah, I can do it, because if nothing else, I can figure it out. And then if I can't figure it out, I'll offer them something else. But it's
Yeah.
because I wasn't afraid to make mistakes. I wasn't afraid to try something new. I had confidence in my ability to learn, and that's why I just said yes to everything. And then some things I liked, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to keep doing that. And then some ththings I thought, yeah, never again. I'm never going to say yes to that again because that wasn't fun.
At least you learned from the experience, right?
Yeah.
Now you're
Yeah.
figuring things out. That's like totally.
Mhm.
Where do you see this going? Like, where do you want to go? So I know this is still so fresh because you're not even a year in, right?
Mhm.
It's still early on. So where right now do you see this evolving to? Where would you like to see it evolve?
Well, I would like to make this a global brand.
Okay.
Obviously, there's a lot involved with shipping plants across countries and across the ocean. So I don't know, and you don't have to know how it's going to happen. You just have to have the vision for it. So I really wanted to grow and think, and want to be kind of a one-stop shop for all things related to gifts and indoor and outdoor living.
Yeah.
So a natural progression would be like furniture and like for outdoors. And um, I'm getting now into outdoor planters. So I'm doing large planters for outside of businesses and homes. And so that's the natural evolution of I think of the brand. But I also want to have my own greenhouse, like like a really big greenhouse where I grow a lot of the succulents. And then I want kids to come through. I want it to be a field trip destination for students. And I want them to come in and I want them to see how things grow. And one of the reasons why I love succulents, and it probably sounds cheesy, but they literally adapt and thrive. They want to survive, and they will do whatever they can to survive. They'll, you can cut their roots off and stick them somewhere and they will grow new roots. Just give them some time. They don't even need a lot, but you just give them some time and let them be themselves, and they will grow. And that's kind of with people. Like sometimes you just have to let people be themselves and let them find out what they need, and they will grow. And even if you can take a leaf off of a succulent and it will grow a new plant from that. They want to thrive, they will adapt. And that is a lesson that I think people should learn. And if kids can learn that at a very early age, if they learn just the idea of change and doing your best and thriving, I think that's a lesson they would carry for the rest of their lives.
Listen, as an educator myself as well, one of the key things that I foster with my children, I learned how to be a child and head start. So my kids are still fine at my school. So resilience is a key. Everything,
Hmm.
right? And the ability to be resilient with does not matter the environment or your circumstances or even the level of trauma that you have experienced. If you stay focused on where you want to go, you will get there.
Exactly.
You will get there. And I think that's sometimes people they doubt themselves so much. And everything you're saying when you describe it a second, it just goes along all of that. So I think it's an amazing metaphor for your
Hmm.
actual business and why you cherish what you're doing. Really
Yeah.
cool.
Thanks. I think so. And I am inspired by them just by
Yeah.
how they grow. And that's why I just try to share that with as many people as I can. Although I'm sure some people don't, oh, they get tired of me talking about my succulents, but whatever. People want to hear it, we'll hear it.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Because you don't
Yeah.
have to do much with it, right? We have one that was outside during the summer, then got a little bit closer, we put it inside. I
Hmm.
don't even look at it much. I see it's growing another plant. It's there,
Right?
take on life. I'm like,
I
oh, there's
know.
more of you. Hi. You know, it's just keep on
Yes.
going, keep on going. You are totally correct. Like
Yeah,
definitely.
absolutely.
So tell me about your boxes. So how would people order from you?
Well, the best way to order is to go to my website, which is justsuccit.com, SUCC. And there are a bunch of boxes. I have house plants now, outdoor plants and indoor plants. I have individual plants that can go as a birthday present. I actually just launched something called Zoom Sucks, and it's an actual background. It's two shelves and three plants, so you can put it behind you and have a nice Zoom background. Um, so I just put that up on there. So really the easiest way is on like going to my website or sending me a message. I'm most active on Instagram. That's
Yeah.
where I spend most of my time. I
Well,
mean, I post on Facebook and TikTok, but most of my stuff is IG.
yes. Instagram.
Yeah,
It's like a whole new job.
it is. But it's um I just try to think of a couple of things and I just post it and I do my
Yeah.
hashtags and then I'm done. And then I just turn it over to God or universe, however you want to say it. I'm like, whatever, whoever needs to see it, let them see it and bring them to me. and that's it. I don't even stress about it anymore.
Yeah, neither do I. I have to go shopping
Yeah.
on there for new businesses to talk about.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
So I
true.
go through every day. Ooh, I got a different business. I and I tag. I got all the little businesses. I follow all of them, and I message, hey, what's up? You know,
Isn't
which
it
is great.
amazing how easy it is to connect now? You just like, let me search
Yeah.
up a hashtag and see what comes up, and then you can just meet people that way. I love it.
Yeah, it's
So
definitely been
good.
beneficial for me as well. I think I've really, when I started these videos, I started it because I was doing a major event back in March that had got
Hmm.
canceled because of COVID. And I was like, but I really want to talk to these businesses. So people who was coming to my thing, I really want to talk about them. So I'm gonna do these videos. I'm just gonna expose them. I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna interview people. So I want people to know about these great people. And then it grew
Hmm.
into this. So now I'm like, I think you're video number 47.
Oh wow, good
Yeah.
for you.
And I just wasn't really expecting it to happen. I do it like once a week now because it's a lot sometimes. But
Oh, I'm
it
sure it is.
definitely,
Like the setup and going back and forth, and
yeah,
yeah, it's a lot of work.
yeah,
And
it
doing it
is.
37 times. That's consistency right there.
Yeah, it is. It is. Now I'm actually booked all the way until May. So
Ooh, that's
yeah,
awesome.
I was like, what is this? I got like 15 emails one day. I was like, this is great.
I love it.
That's all it really is about. So succulents, outdoor
Mhm.
furniture. It's so funny when I shared your post, your video, your flyer. I mean, inside of a group that I am that I'm in for like Black women who like to decorate. I was like,
Mhm.
they need to watch this. So when I'm done with this video, I'm gonna put it back in there so they can talk, they can learn all about you and all about your site
Okay.
because I think they will fall in love.
Oh, thank you. That
Like
would be
definitely, if you like to
awesome.
decorate and stuff like that, especially people who have to decorate who have a busy schedule who can't remember to water their plants like me.
Exactly. I actually just posted a funny little thing about dead plants
That's me.
because I'm a plant murderer. I just can't do it. I try. And I even got those self-watering pots. And my daughter will, she still will bring me non-succulent plants. And I look at her like, seriously, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try, Taylor. She knows I love lilies. So she'll bring me lilies sometimes. And there's one I've been kind of keeping alive. Well, the lily itself died, but the green stems still seem to be alive. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know.
It's all the time. I look at that place in my office and I look back and I'm like, this is really bad. The last time I warned you guys, I get my life together. My mother-in-law put them in there. She yells at me all the time. Right?
So I don't know. This is probably nerding out a little bit, but this is something that I have to explain all the time. So succulents is just a wide range of plants, but there are a lot of different kinds of succulents. So and a lot of times people will refer to cacti as
Mhm.
succulents, and they are, but all cacti are succulents, but not all succulents are cacti. Number one. There are some succulents that do great indoors, like snake plants and haworthias, and like even some cacti. But there's some plants that really do better outside. And so that's one of the things I'm trying to teach people because a lot of times, like, you can just get this succulent, it'll be great inside. And like, well, you might be able to keep it inside, but then you don't necessarily have to water it, but it does need a lot of bright sunlight. So if there's not enough light, they start to stretch and lose their shape. And then they also sometimes don't get, or if they don't stretch, they don't get the awesome color that they would get if they were getting a lot of light. Um, so that's just one thing. Like, I want everybody to have succulents because I think everybody should. But depending on where you live and kind of light that you have, like, you might want to have one of those. Like, I love the ones that look like rosettes, but those have to be in bright light. Otherwise, they're not going to maintain their form. Um, so I have to keep them in front of a bright window. And if you don't have that at your house, then you would need something that does okay with low light conditions. So the watering requirements are usually the same, but the lighting does make a difference. So just wanted to throw that out there for
Yeah, I
people.
have rosettes and they're not in the light. But I think I'm gonna go downstairs after this. I'm gonna put it in the big bay window I have. So it's more
Okay.
light. See, I learned something new today. Look at
Yes.
that. No, and I think this is interesting because I think supplements are good also for children. Talk
Hmm.
about how about like even like a classroom setting. Would this be a plant that's really conducive for science lessons?
Oh, yes. Do you do you want me to send you some and you can do it in your school? So if you take the leaves off of a succulent and then you
Yeah.
just put it will grow a new plant. You don't have to, you can just stick it on a table and it will grow a new plant because everything that it needs comes from the mama leaf. And it's when it actually falls off of the mama leaf that it needs to go in dirt. So up until that point, it gets everything that it needs. I have a whole setup on my side yard. When I first started, I'm like, I can just propagate all these plants. And so I probably have 1,000 growing right now on the side of my house, but I don't know what I'm going to do with, because they're not,
Well,
when I got them, they were, it was just for me, for my hobby. And now for my business, I have specific plants that I use that make sense for
okay.
the gift boxes. And the ones that I'm growing don't make sense for the gift boxes. So I got to figure out something.
You gotta do it though, huh?
I give a
No, I
lot of
think
them
it's really
away.
cool. That's really cool. And I would
Yeah.
talk to my teachers about that, and it's also interesting.
Like you could take like even ones that don't need a lot of light, you literally could just cut off the stem and stick it in dirt. It'll grow a new root or new roots. There's so many. We can talk about it offline or whatever, but I think it's cool. Clearly got me excited just talking about it. But
Yeah,
yeah,
no, like I always, anytime I meet anybody, I go to my circle. Well, how can I utilize what they're doing? And I can just see it in so many different circumstances beside my yard.
yeah,
Where I do some stuff. They're like, ooh, what are these plants? These are called succulents, guys.
yes.
Add them to the thing where I call my yard the garden anyway. Because I have a lot of stuff. Gotta add some of these ones. I think it's gonna be sexy. Very excited. I am. So again, so tell everybody where they can find you at.
So I'm just Suck It on everything, Facebook, Instagram, on TikTok. I think I'm just Suck It OC. And of course, justsuccit.com, or you can email me at Andrea at justsuccit.com. And I manage all of those things. So I'm pretty easy to find.
Okay. So if you wanted some people to know anything about you or about succulents, what would it be?
Oh. Well, if it's just about me, so my rule is you try to find something that brings you happiness every single day because you're responsible for your happiness, right? So and no matter what throughout your day, no day is all good or all bad. And if when you look, you will find joy and happiness. And that is a message that I've shared with my kids and anyone who will listen. So that's the message that I would like anyone to take away from spending time with me is just you're responsible for your happiness. You can find it every single day. Mm-hmm.
All of our thoughts create our mind, and that's how we
Mm-hmm.
live our lives.
Yep.
Definitely. All right. That was so cool. You stay right there.